Hey guys, do you remember this video? Let's talk about that. Okay, first of all, I just want to make something clear. If you've watched this video,
Arcane Odyssey
and
is
hang on here, and I'm talking about like actually watching this video. If you have actually watched this video and you know what's going on, and then you've actually understood it well, then this video is not about you. If you were supportive or whatever of me leaving, just the whole what the whole video is about. If you were supportive of it, this video is also still not about you. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. No, this is a good thing. This is a great thing. It's not a bad thing at all. You see, I find it like absolutely hilarious just the way people are taking this. I'm talking about like the lesser half here. I just find it like so funny. This, by the way, this is a video. This is YouTube. This is entertainment. I want to say that just to make it like extremely clear that this is a video. You don't have to like it, dude. I'm sure you can express how you feel about it. That's how comments work. You can pretend that you're giving constructive criticism even though you're actually giving destructive criticism, or just like straight on trashing it even though you literally have not even watched the video. And I feel like there's no excuse either for not understanding the video either. Do you see this right here? Do you see this button says ask? You can hit summarize video. If you're like incompetent enough to not understand what was going on, there's an AI that does that for you. And mind you, this thing, I want to say it's not as smart as you think. You could probably be smarter than it. But just by refusing to watch just like less than 15 minutes, that is not that much time out of your day, by the way. You could have it running in the background and just like listen to it like a podcast or something. But if you're incompetent enough to not understand it, summarize the video. Look at that. Look at this. Wow. There's the whole 15 minutes summarized for you with timestamps, by the way. That's kind of impressive. But anyway, I think we should probably get into the actual meaning through what I wanted it to mean, because I guess this as well, it could probably be a little misleading as well. But I mean, this is pretty good. All of this right here. So I'm just gonna get into that real quick. I also want to mention that I will be going over some of the more frequently asked questions that was going on in the comments here, because there were some various topics going on, and I saw like a bunch of different questions. I even had people like personally ask me some of these questions, so I'll make those clear as well. But regardless, I think we should actually get into the video. I could be a hero. That's important. Let's just go back to that. Hang on, where was that?
And most importantly, I could be a hero.
Yes, this. Okay, that. Yeah. Okay. So, I just want to make it very clear. Because some people just love pointing out the obvious. I have a hero complex. That's what half of this video was about. It was a little bit of a reoccurring problem, and the video made this, like, very, very, I want to say obvious that that's what one of the major problems was. That doesn't necessarily mean that it was a bad thing the entire time, but I want to say it was just like after the whole events of this that kind of like faded away. Because let me tell you, it's just something that you kind of grow out of as well. I mean, at least if you're, I don't want to like throw the mature word around like more than I need to, but you kind of do grow out of it when you start maturing, guys. That's important. Whatever though, we'll just continue.
That I was going to be a hero.
And that was the whole plan. That it's like the same exact journey, just in the Arcane Odyssey universe instead of the World of Magic universe. So this is what we were doing instead. We were doing the same thing over again, but this time it was just gonna be harder.
I was going to go with my own name, Jeremiah.
That's true. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Jeremiah. It's kind of irrelevant, because I mean, if you're the one hunting me, you don't care about my life. I think that's a kind of an important thing. Is yeah, everybody's just like choosing their own whatever made up name or whatever. I had a little bit of a personal connection to this because I felt like I was playing me in a different universe. Again, I know you don't care if you're one of the type of people hunting bee, but you know what? I'll throw one of those I don't care right back at you, because, I mean, what does it matter anymore?
But for Arcane Odyssey, I chose the last name Smirnov. It was the closest.
It genuinely was the closest thing that I could get to. Like, because I don't think they had... My last name starts with an SCH, and I don't think they had anything like that at the time. I don't know if they updated it at all and added any more names. Whatever, though. Again, this is not important.
There's a higher up rank in the good guys leaderboard, and those are called the War Saints, but I wasn't going for an aggressive playstyle, nor...
Can I just talk about the leaderboard? So, something that keeps coming up in my comments, let's see if I can find something by that. I couldn't really find, any, whatever comments that I was exactly looking for. Yeah, massive skill issue. Yeah, duh, watch the video, that's what it was about. Just, yeah, throw it up there. Yeah, massive skill issue. Hey, I just want to make it known that, I'm not, like, super great at video games. The only video games I'm, like, pretty good at are ones with, non-fighting players. But if you want to be on the leaderboard, expect to be hunted. No, that's, okay. Everybody says that is, like, the full expectation, that is what you should be expected. One, no, there's no, like, there's no point in the game where it says, oh yeah, people are going to use third-party bots to find when you're online just to hunt you. Which, by the way, breaks Roblox's TOS. I want you to know that using third-party software to gain an advantage is breaking Roblox TOS. Just throwing out there, I'm not gonna do anything about it, but still, you want to be a loser like that? Whatever, I don't care. Also, the leaderboard, it's literally not only PvP. I want you to know that. If it was only PvP, it would not give you the amount of fame it gives you for hunting criminals. Especially for, like, as long as I did. I didn't get over 1 million fame just by, like, farming criminals. I was going after people's rivals, dude. And I didn't even need to fight players for that. That was the best part about it. And I want you to know that some of these criminals are tough. People's rivals can be tough, especially some of my own friends, dude. They pick the worst rivals to have. But, it's a fame board, not a PvP board. If it was, then I wouldn't even try to be up there. Anyway,
Became a savior.
I think I misspelled that, didn't I? Savior doesn't have an I in it, does it? Like a second I. I think that should just be S-A-V-I-O-R. Whatever, it's fine. You can call me out on that. Well, I guess not, because I've already called myself out on it. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Oh well.
My reaction to it at the time was pretty weak, but it actually...
This was really funny because I actually was not even trying to be on the leaderboard at the time. So, the CurrentlyCrazy has earned the Savior badge. I was like, oh, sick. And I thought it was really cool. It just earned the Savior badge while I was just fighting people. It was pretty nice. I mean, I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh, nice.
Actually meant quite a lot, because it meant that I was in the top 100 good guy players.
There was like a time I was just like figuring out my avatar here. I really like the arc spheres, and I used to collect them. But then the update came out where arc spheres would change to whatever magic you had, and if you didn't have a magic, they would just change to arcane arc spheres, which kind of sucked. But that made them even more of a collector's item. And
players.
I don't know if you can see it on my ship. You can kind of see it down here. Let me go full screen real quick. Look at that. So each one of my my ship guys, the little crewmates or whatever, they had their own different arc sphere on them. And they had like the occultist outfit. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Look from blue to purple.
I thought this was a very interesting time. I had like the same exact fit, except it was blue beforehand, but then Darksea came out, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go off the CurrentlyCrazy vibe and just go Insanity look. There's my Commodore Kai's saber, by the way, that I lost because the game took it away from me. So if you want to, like, be at any point in disbelief that I lost an item, that literally, I just literally have proof that I had that in the first place. Yeah, this guy, ZX Comps. I low-key don't hate you, by the way. I want you to know that. I feel like, if anything, you've made me realize how, like, the turning point in the whole Arcane Odyssey thing. So, if anything, thank you, ZX Comps. Low-key, changed my life. Not, like, super really, but, you know, changed my life to a little bit, just a tiny bit. Just a small, tiny little bit. This part, I'm just like, yeah, this person is 100% after me. You know when somebody's after you. That's very obvious. I don't know. Be a coward. Okay. I want to talk about that. Yes, this is true. Ooh, no. I was a little coward for a little bit. But I was also super smart about it. Like, I genuinely made people so upset that I used love gels. I also used, like, before they got nerfed, the invisibility potions. Dude, there was a sweet spot where if I was losing a fight, I would just go invis and then love gel people. I had permanent love gels, by the way. That was amazing. The permanent love gels are amazing. So, the one guy that later on in the video I make say skibbity toilet, Policeman 372, yeah, right here. We're gonna find it. I think I did get the last laugh in the end on him because I baited him into saying skibbity. Okay, so this guy here. So, with the love gels, this one time this guy was trying to farm me, right? He was trying to hunt me, he's coming after me. I had permanent love gels. Hopped on my ship, bam, hit him with the love gels. And he just kind of like sat there confused why he couldn't damage me. And then he finally realized that I was using love gels. And bro got so mad. By the way, I mean, after that day, I logged off for like half a week, probably. And as soon as I get back, this guy joins me. By the way, I was farming Lord Elias at the time for just like his items or whatever, because I think this was after the time I had lost my items, so I was trying to get some back. This guy makes his way all the way up to, he climbs stepstones, makes his way up to the Cirrus Island, and he goes all the way to Lord Elias just to kill me. Okay, so I had the love gels on me that time too, but you can like, I think you can counter love gels by drinking a love potion. You get like love sickness or whatever, and it like negates the effect. I mean, I can just like reapply it with the love gels anyway, so I don't think that matters. Oh man, dude, the amount of like jobless dedication you have to do all of that, waited 3 real life days, prepared to fight me, go all the way up the stepstones, all the way to Elias, just to get me. That is hilarious. You cannot be that big of a loser. That is insane. Genuinely so laughable. It still is so mind-boggling today how much, like, jobless dedication these people have. I feel like if you put in, like, half the effort that you put in to try and get me to, like, an actual job, you would go places. But here you are, waiting 3 days for me to get back on, only to get tricked into saying skippity toilet in the chat. Oh my gosh, dude, I mean, last laugh indeed. This is hilarious. Man, that was something else. These are humans so vile and filled with hatred that they will do anything. These people, I'm not talking about, like, ZX Comps in general. I'm just talking about, like, all the people in general to get you. I have seen the work of the devil. This is true. This is exactly the work of Satan. People don't believe it exists, but you just gotta look. This is real. Oh, too bad. Too bad. No hard feelings, I guess. Through these people. There is no humanity behind them. I guess it's just, that's a little bit of a lie. I feel like that was legit, like, exaggerated. There's probably some humanity behind them. They definitely don't show it, though. Definitely some, demonic influence. Not demonic, I just mean, like, there's some genuine evil in these guys, you know? Which is true. That's not an exaggeration, that part. That's just true. So wrong for me to play the game how I want to play it. Because That's another funny thing. So, genuinely, and this is like a thing that always happens in games, is that if somebody doesn't like the way you're playing, you can't just... It's like completely absurd to get mad at them over that. I think it's just like genuinely insane to just get mad at somebody over that. That's just absurd. I think people are just like missing the whole point of video games. Video games are to have fun. Continue. I can't even do that without somebody threatening me or tell. These are real, by the way. You know, sometimes I really think about unblurring this. But because I choose to be the bigger person, I'm not going to. You know, there's just some people like this for some reason. If you want, if you want like a guideline, man. If you want like a guideline on how to live your life, yeah, don't be like these people. Don't be like these people. This is the opposite of good. This is what I was talking about, like, the opposite of... This is like the work of the devil through people, you know? And I feel like that's justifiable. That is very justifiable to say that about people like this. That's totally justifiable. I'm talking flat-out panic attacks here. Not really good for my mental health. It really isn't. I mean, you just don't say that to people. You can't just... Oh, wait, can't handle the PvP board. No, I could handle being hunted. It's stuff like that I couldn't. You know, that's absurd. That is just completely absurd. You don't say that to people.
Newsflash, guys. Functioning members of society don't tell others to kill themselves.
That makes you an actual loser. That genuinely makes you a loser. I think it was after this point that I realized that if I sucked... I was like feeling pretty down at this moment. I spent like a good 30 minutes just on my island, kind of like wallowing in that defeat or whatever. But like halfway through the sorrow, I realized that it was no longer becoming that, and it was more just like, I actually just don't care at this point. I just want to make this clear again that I had not decided to give up my Arcane Odyssey adventures at this moment. It was way before that. Like I said, I was talking like months before about it. Yeah, I was like, just during the time of recording, I was just like thinking about all the other stuff. So like the tone of my voice was very different. But you know, looking back on this, it's not sad. It's not like not anymore. This is more of a story of, you know, moving forward. That's the important thing. I wasn't the hero I wanted to be, and I don't think I was ever going to be. I disagree with what I just said here, too. So I say that I wasn't the hero I wanted to be. I was. In fact, I actually did more than I thought I was ever capable of. And I kept, like, the legendary hero status for, like, a very long while. Like, it was actually amazing how long I kept that on for. And so, honestly, with, like, the amount of good stuff that I did during my runtime, I think that alone is actually what makes me the legendary hero I was. I am not defined by the title that sat above my head or the number on the screen. I am defined by the deeds I did, by my actions. Heroes run away sometimes. Sometimes heroes lose. And, you know, I suffered a pretty big loss here. But to this day, I mean, I still stay winning in, like, my own life. So, even though there's still a little bit of that hero complex still in me, I'm not going out of my way to make myself the hero. It is my actions alone that define who I am. I think I'm being a little too hard because, like, I've changed the perspective a little bit. This is more supposed to be like a cinematic story, and I think I did a pretty good job at that. This is pretty cinematic, and I think. But it wasn't just my entire Odyssey, and I feel, isn't that kind of cool? My entire Odyssey, like the book, The Odyssey, and like Arcane Odyssey. This guy is still pretty important. Great character design, by the way. I just really like how he turned out. My friend drew him too. She did some pretty amazing work on it. I just thought it like turned out really well. So the new leader of the Crimson Miscreants is WizMG. You've seen him earlier in the video. He owns that now. So I genuinely don't care what happens to all my clans. All my clans were given to whoever was the first in line in each clan. So like I had like 3 clans in total, so 3 different friends are now the new owners of said clans. He would get to watch one last sunset on the island of Blackreach before giving in to the weight of his failures and taking his own life. Okay, so I want to talk about that too. So, so about are you coming back to Arcane Odyssey? No. So, this guy right here, I don't know if you heard that, but, I said he took his own life. So this guy is no longer, you know, maybe there's like, just pretend there's a tombstone here or something. It's like, the guy at the beginning of the Arcane Odyssey who's dead and buried, and you can go deface my grave or something. I don't care. That would low-key be kind of funny. You just find like a little skeleton in there. Either way, there is no more continuation of this guy. There could potentially be a continuation for Oxel Valk, but I doubt that, considering that, you know, he's lost in the Dark Sea. You know, people don't usually come back from the Dark Sea if they're lost. Oh yeah, okay, so something I was also asked is what happened to my items. Yeah, I genuinely gave like all of my valuable stuff to Wiz. All of the event stuff.
I gave them.
This is the point of moving on and realizing something. This is important to understand today. This is all material worth, which in reality, no value. Nothing in a video game on a screen is actually worth anything in real life. You know what's worth in real life is like real moments. Not even like actual possessions in real life either. And digital possessions are even worse because, you know, one data wipe and this is all gone. So the attachment to all of the items was like, you know, it wasn't there. Being attached to like digital items is just, sorry to say, it's not really great, guys. It's just something you have to grow up and give up eventually.
I think I'll be sailing on to more important things now.
And that's true. I am sailing on to more important things in my life, and worrying about a video game like this, I just don't need to do that anymore. It's completely childish. And if you're one of those people who worry about leaderboard stuff like this, dude, you gotta do what I did. Grow up. Genuinely grow up, man.
But I think the most important part of my story is that I stayed true to who I was.
And I think that's the most admirable thing that I had done, is like, I have stayed true to who I was the entire time. Just because somebody told me I couldn't be what I wanted to be, doesn't mean I stopped being it. I was me the entire time. I stayed true to myself the entire time. And that alone was so amazing for me. I even like, this headband I'm wearing here is actually the same headband I had worn the entire time I played World of Magic. So technically I know it says that in this part, he took his life or whatever. In this part, where is it? In this part, this was actually after that. A little bit of a fake story, I guess. Maybe he did just sail off into more important things. I mean, is it really justifiable to just write a story like that, you know? You know, character gives up, he can't be a hero, gives up, just takes his own life. That's lame. Maybe he actually did, because, I mean, he's alive here. He's got his original headband and goggles on. Maybe he's just sailing into more important things. And, I mean, you guys should do that too. I mean, if something is holding you back, you gotta let it go and sail into more important things. You can't let this stuff drag you down. It's not good for you.
Even though I didn't quite succeed at what I wanted.
I actually did. I say I didn't quite succeed. I did succeed. I exceeded my own expectations, and that alone was awesome. So awesome. I had a great time. Aside from the other people, but you know, I had a great time. I said something else here. What did I say?
Everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah, okay, so everyone has a story to tell. I think people also need to remember that there are other people behind these little characters, these little screens. Everybody genuinely does have a story to tell, and I needed to tell my story. That's what a lot of all of this is. That's why I went like whole World of Magic backstory up to where we are now. This is me telling my story. Just like a little bit as a reminder that, there are other people who have, like, entire stories. That is why that is another one of the reasons why I became a hero, is because, if I was a villain, then I would probably have to kill people. And the problem is, looking at big numbers of, like, people that I know what it's like to work for, I just can't bring myself to just take that away from them. I know that they've worked hard for that. And I know that there's probably a whole story behind them too. Yeah, I just can't do that. And, some of these people who are villains, I think it's kind of crazy that, at the end of the day, they log off. They log off of Arcane Odyssey and are still the villain. They're offline and they're still the bad guy. That's kind of wild. It feels good not being one of those people, though. I'll tell you that. Okay, so this part. Again, with the people asking me, will I return? I didn't delete all of these profiles for show. I had to add it into the video just to, like, inform people. I didn't delete these just so I could make a whole point. I deleted these for myself to make sure that I wouldn't come back. Because if I'm getting rid of all of this progress, 337 hours is not a small amount of time. If I'm throwing all of that away, then I'm not going to want to come back. Because, I don't have all of what I worked for. Also, I'm hearing a lot of cope with people saying, oh, if you can't handle it, don't get on the game. You shouldn't have deleted your account. I'm hearing a lot of major cope from people who can't hunt me anymore. Because if you see right here, all my fame has not completely been gone. There's still enough to keep me on the leaderboard at this time. And I just got rid of it. Just like as a big screw you to all those people. So I'm hearing a lot of major cope from people who can't just get my fame anymore. That's too bad for you guys. And again, the AI. Why did he delete all his save files? There's not even 10 seconds. Full choice to fully let go of the game. See, I'm letting go. That is what this is about. Creates a blank slate and an opportunity to start new elsewhere. Meaning I'm not coming back. Okay. Key takeaways. Number 1, no, I'm not coming back. I thought I made that, decently clear, but no, I'm not. 2, again, this video is not about all the supportive people, so it's okay. 3, video games are about having fun, and I was no longer having fun, so I decided to give up and move on. 4, in the end, despite what you think about me, I did some pretty good deeds in my time, and I think that alone makes me a hero. 5, I'm actually not a loser. I genuinely thought I was, because I was, like, so morally destroyed by the idea that I wasn't able to do good. But I just didn't understand that I was actually able to do more than I expected. And I actually kind of was a hero, I guess. In my own way. Everybody has their own way to live life, and, this was just how I was living part of mine. And on a final note, I leave with my dignity and my self-preservation. And I get to walk away knowing that, I feel a lot better after this. And, people are low-key just mad at me for making a decision that wasn't even theirs to make. Actually laughable. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys for all the support I got on this video. I think it's really cool to make, like, Roblox story videos like this, or just, like, my experiences in general in just, like, different games and whatnot. So, if you like that type of stuff, that's what I plan on doing. So, like, share, subscribe, comment. I don't know all the subscribe, guys. All the YouTuber stuff they say. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. So in the meantime, stay crazy, everyone, and I'll see you next time.